All right, so we are diving deep today into the a16z State of Crypto report that just came out.
Yeah.
And just to set the stage for everyone listening,
Mm.
it's October 2024. We are just weeks away from the US election.
Yeah.
And this report is giving us some really, really interesting insights into kind of where the crypto world is right now and where it's headed.
Absolutely.
And we're going to cover, a lot of ground here. Everything from this like explosion in crypto activity to the really kind of surprising connection that the report highlights between crypto and AI.
Yeah.
And we'll even get into how stablecoins are kind of quietly becoming like this killer app that I don't think anyone really saw coming.
Yeah, they're becoming more and more prominent.
So yeah, by the end of this deep dive, you will definitely be up to speed on all things crypto.
Absolutely.
So let's start with that surge in crypto activity that the report really highlights right at the beginning.
Okay.
220 million monthly active crypto addresses in September 2024.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's triple what we saw at the end of 2023.
Yeah, it's massive growth.
So that's incredible.
Like what's even more interesting is that it's not just, Bitcoin and Ethereum driving that growth.
Yeah.
You've got blockchains like Solana and your Coinbase's base, even Tron, pulling in huge numbers.
Right. So it really feels like the crypto landscape is expanding beyond just those like two big players that everybody always talks about.
Yeah, definitely.
And, speaking of expanding, the report makes this really interesting point about how crypto is becoming a much bigger deal in politics.
Right.
They point out that swing states like Pennsylvania and Wisconsin have seen the biggest jumps in crypto-related searches since the 2020 election.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So what do you make of that?
Well, I think it suggests that, crypto is becoming a key issue for voters, and politicians are starting to take notice.
Yeah.
We're seeing more and more bipartisan support for legislation like the FIT21 Act, which aims to provide regulatory clarity for crypto.
Right.
So this signals a growing recognition of crypto's potential, across party lines.
Right. So it's becoming harder and harder for policymakers to just ignore it.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you consider the role that stablecoins are playing in the global financial system,
Right.
which the report also highlights.
And it's pretty mind-blowing to think about how these digital dollars pegged to the value of the US dollar
Right.
are quickly becoming a dominant force in global payments.
Yeah, like in Q2 2024, their transaction volume more than doubled Visa's.
Yeah.
It reached $8.5 trillion.
It's massive.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes them so appealing.
Right.
They offer the speed and efficiency of crypto,
Yeah.
but with the stability of fiat currency.
Yeah. So it really makes them a practical solution for everyday transactions.
Right, like imagine being able to send money internationally instantly
Right.
for a fraction of the cost of a wire transfer.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
It's a game changer.
Right.
And that's just the beginning.
Yeah, and it's not just stablecoins fueling this growth, though. A lot of it is also due to these improvements in the underlying technology behind crypto.
Absolutely.
Like, for example, the Ethereum Dencun upgrade,
Yeah.
which has significantly reduced fees for Layer 2 networks.
Right, and those Layer 2 networks are essentially scaling solutions built on top of the Ethereum blockchain.
Right.
The Dencun upgrade has made transactions on those networks much cheaper and faster,
Okay.
which obviously has huge implications for developers and users.
Right, so it's like Ethereum is finally getting the infrastructure it needs to really match its ambition.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just Ethereum's ZK proofs, which are
Yep.
used for privacy and scaling.
Oh, yeah, those are interesting.
They're becoming more and more cost-effective,
Oh, I
easier
see.
to implement.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure I understand what ZK proofs actually are.
Yeah, so ZK proofs allow you to prove something is true without revealing the underlying information.
Okay.
It's like being able to prove you're over 21 without having to show your ID.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
So basically, we're seeing both the technology and the infrastructure behind crypto mature,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is paving the way for some really exciting developments.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to dive into next.
All right, let's do it.
And one of the most exciting areas where we're seeing all of this play out is in decentralized finance, or DeFi.
Great. Okay, so DeFi.
Yeah.
Let's unpack this for a sec.
Yeah.
I know it's all about cutting out the middleman in traditional finance,
Right.
but what does that actually look like in practice?
So DeFi allows you to access financial services like lending, borrowing, and trading
Yeah.
but without relying on traditional banks or financial institutions.
Okay.
It's a parallel financial system built entirely on blockchain technology.
So you're basically saying it gives you more control over your finances and access to services without all that traditional, like, bureaucracy.
Exactly.
Right.
And the scale of DeFi is already pretty impressive.
Yeah.
There's now over $169 billion locked in various DeFi protocols, which shows just how much interest and adoption this space is gaining.
Yeah, this is really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
But it also kind of makes you think, like, if DeFi really takes off, how are governments going to react to that?
Yeah.
What does this mean for the future of financial regulation?
It's a fascinating question,
Yeah.
and one that regulators around the world are grappling with.
Yeah.
DeFi really challenges the very foundation of our current financial system.
Yeah.
And its growth is definitely raising some important questions about how we govern and regulate this emerging space.
It's a bit like the early days of the internet, right?
Right.
No one really could have predicted the impact it would have on our lives. And it feels like we're at a similar point with crypto now.
I agree.
Yeah.
We're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible with blockchain technology.
Okay.
And the next few years are going to be crucial in shaping its future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it's not just about finance.
Yeah.
This report also highlights this surprising connection between the crypto world and the world of AI.
Yeah, I was really interested in that too,
Uh-huh.
because on the surface, they seem like totally separate things.
Right.
But the report suggests there's this significant overlap between the communities interested in each.
Yeah, and web traffic data backs that up.
Real?
People who are interested in crypto are also highly likely to be interested in AI.
Huh.
And we're seeing more and more crypto builders actually integrating AI into their projects.
So why is that?
Well, one reason is that crypto could offer solutions to some of the challenges facing AI,
Okay.
particularly around centralization.
Right.
Right now, a handful of large tech companies control most of the data and the computing power
Yeah.
needed to develop and train AI models,
Right.
which raises concerns about bias and control.
Yeah, right. Like AI could become just another tool for the powerful to consolidate their power.
Exactly.
Okay.
But blockchain technology, which is the foundation of crypto,
Yeah.
can be used to decentralize AI, making it more accessible and less prone to control by a select few.
So crypto could actually help democratize AI.
Exactly.
Right.
Give more people access to its benefits
Right.
and mitigate some of the risks associated with its centralized control.
Wow. That's a pretty powerful idea.
Yeah, imagine a world where anyone can contribute to the development of AI,
Right.
where the benefits are shared more widely,
Yeah.
and where the risks of bias and control are minimized.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
That's the vision that many in the crypto and AI communities are working towards.
Okay, so before we get too far down the rabbit hole of AI and, like all of its implications, let's bring it back to some of the other like exciting developments happening in the crypto space right now.
Sure,
Like,
okay.
what else is going
Well,
on?
one of the most notable trends is this shift towards more like utility-driven applications of crypto.
Okay.
Cheaper transaction fees and greater capacity are unlocking a whole new world of possibilities
Yeah.
beyond just speculation and trading.
It seems like we're finally moving past the hype and into the realm of like real world use cases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this play out in areas like NFTs,
Okay.
gaming, social networks, even prediction markets.
Okay, so break those down one by one for me.
Okay.
NFTs, I remember those were all the rage a couple of years ago. People paying millions of dollars for digital art in collectibles.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
The NFT landscape has evolved significantly.
Okay.
While there's still a market for those high-value collectibles,
Right.
we're seeing a shift towards more practical applications.
Okay, so like what?
Think membership passes,
Okay.
event tickets, in-game items.
So instead of just being like digital art, NFTs are now being used to represent real world assets and experiences.
Exactly.
Okay.
And with cheaper transaction fees,
Yeah.
thanks to all these improvements in blockchain technology,
Yeah.
it's now feasible to create and trade NFTs at a much lower cost,
Right.
which opens up a whole new world of possibilities for creators and consumers.
Okay, so what about gaming then?
Okay.
How's blockchain technology changing the way we play games?
So on-chain gaming is one of the most exciting areas of development in the crypto space.
Okay.
It's about creating games where in-game assets are represented as NFTs,
Okay.
giving players true ownership and control over their items.
So instead of just earning like virtual items that are locked within a specific game,
Right.
you can actually own those items as NFTs
Hmm.
and potentially trade them or sell them to other players.
Exactly.
Right.
This creates a whole new economy within games
Okay.
where players can actually earn real value
Yeah.
for their time and skill.
It's like the early days of online gaming where people were making real money selling virtual items in games like World of Warcraft.
Right.
But with NFTs, it's like a whole new level of ownership
Exactly.
and transparency.
And it's not just about the financial aspect.
Okay.
On-chain gaming also allows for more transparent and verifiable gameplay
How so?
because all the game data is stored on the blockchain.
Yeah.
It's much harder for developers to manipulate the game or cheat players.
Oh, so it's like a more fair and transparent gaming experience.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And we're still in the early days of on-chain gaming,
Yeah.
so the potential for innovation is huge.
Okay.
We're going to see some incredible games emerge in the next few years.
I'm excited to see what they come up with.
Me too.
Okay, so moving on to social networks, are we going to see Facebook on the blockchain anytime soon?
Probably not Facebook itself,
Okay.
but there are a number of projects exploring how to build decentralized social networks
Okay.
using blockchain technology.
Right.
The idea is to create platforms where users have more control over their data and their privacy,
Okay.
and where censorship is much more difficult.
So basically taking back control from the big tech companies that currently dominate social media.
Exactly.
Okay.
Decentralized social networks aim to empower users
Right.
and give them more ownership over their online interactions.
Imagine a social network where you control your own data, where you're not subject to the whims of algorithms or censorship,
Right.
and where you can even earn rewards for your contributions.
That's the vision that many in the decentralized social media space have.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about prediction markets.
Okay.
I've heard of these,
Yeah.
but not entirely sure how they work.
So prediction markets are essentially platforms where people can bet on the outcome of future events.
Okay.
This could be anything from election results
Okay.
to the weather
Mm-hmm.
to the price of a particular asset.
So it's like legalized gambling?
In a sense, yeah.
Okay.
But prediction markets can also be really valuable tools
For what?
for gathering information and gauging public sentiment.
Oh, so you're tapping into like the wisdom of the crowd to make predictions about the future?
Exactly.
Okay.
And blockchain technology can play a key role in creating transparent and secure prediction markets.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
It's clear that crypto is evolving at a really rapid pace, with new innovations emerging all the time.
Definitely.
But as exciting as all of this is, there are also concerns about the risks associated with crypto, right?
Absolutely.
Like what?
It's important to acknowledge that the crypto space is still relatively young
Okay.
and unregulated,
Yeah.
which inevitably attracts bad actors,
Okay.
creates opportunities for scams and hacks.
So it's like the Wild West all over again.
In some ways, yeah.
Okay.
But as the industry matures,
Yeah.
we're seeing more and more robust security measures being implemented.
Okay.
And regulators are starting to pay closer attention.
So it's a work in progress.
Exactly.
Just like the internet was in its early days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just as the internet evolved and matured,
Right?
so too will the crypto space.
Right.
It's going to take time,
Yeah.
but the potential is there to create a more secure,
Okay.
transparent, and equitable digital landscape.
Speaking of the internet, we can't ignore the concerns about the environmental impact of crypto, particularly around Bitcoin's energy consumption.
Yeah.
How do you address those criticisms?
So those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
It's important to be aware of the environmental impact of crypto.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
there are ongoing efforts to make crypto more sustainable.
Okay. Like what?
Many newer blockchains use more energy-efficient consensus mechanisms.
Consensus
Oh,
mechanisms.
what are those?
So consensus mechanisms are the algorithms that determine how transactions are validated
Okay,
and added to the blockchain.
got it.
Bitcoin's proof of work system
Yeah.
is very energy intensive
Okay.
because it requires miners to solve complex mathematical problems
Right.
to secure the network.
Okay.
But other mechanisms,
Yeah.
like proof of stake,
Okay.
which is what Ethereum uses,
Right.
are much more efficient.
So it's like switching from a gas-guzzling car to an electric vehicle.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
And beyond the choice of consensus mechanism,
Yeah.
there are also efforts to make crypto mining itself more sustainable.
By using renewable energy sources
Right?
and developing more efficient mining hardware.
Okay, so it sounds like the crypto industry is taking steps to address its environmental impact.
They are.
But what about the scams and the hacks?
Right.
How can people protect themselves?
That's a crucial question.
Yeah.
Education is key.
Okay.
People need to understand how crypto works,
Right.
the risks involved,
Yeah.
and how to take precautions to protect themselves.
So it's like anything else. If
Yeah.
you're going to invest in something,
Right.
you need to do your research
Exactly.
and understand the risks.
And there are a number of resources available
Like what?
to help people learn about crypto,
Yeah.
including websites, podcasts, online courses.
So there's plenty of information out there.
There is.
You just got to know where to look.
Exactly. And be discerning.
Right.
Only invest in projects and platforms that you understand and trust.
Okay, so it feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this report.
Yes.
But we've covered a lot of ground.
We
From the technology and the trends to the potential risks and challenges.
Right.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
But I think it all kind of boils down to this one key question.
Okay.
How could crypto impact your life?
That's the big question.
Yeah, well, what does all of this actually mean for the person listening?
Right. Well, imagine a world
Okay.
where you can send money to anyone, anywhere in the world instantly.
Okay.
And for a fraction of the cost of traditional methods.
Yeah.
That's what stablecoins are enabling.
Okay. Yeah, that would be pretty convenient.
Right.
Especially like when I'm trying to send money to family overseas.
Exactly. Or think about how NFTs
Okay.
could change the way we experience ownership.
Right.
Imagine owning your in-game items,
Right.
your digital art,
Yeah.
even your social media profile
Okay.
as a unique, verifiable asset that you can fully control.
So it's like having true ownership over your digital life,
Right.
not just being at the mercy of big tech companies.
Precisely. And DeFi could offer you more control over your finances,
Okay.
allowing you to access financial services without relying on traditional institutions.
Right.
It's about empowering individuals,
Yeah.
giving them more options.
So it sounds like crypto is giving us a set of tools to build like a more decentralized
Yeah.
and equitable world.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
Right.
It's up to us collectively to shape how crypto evolves
Yeah.
and ensure that it's used to benefit society as a whole.
So there's a responsibility that comes with this technology.
Absolutely.
It's not just about making a quick buck.
Right.
It's about building something meaningful and
Yeah.
using these tools wisely.
Exactly.
I'm ready to dive in.
Okay.
But where do I even start?
Yeah.
There's so much information out there, it's overwhelming.
Start by asking yourself, what interests you most?
Okay.
Are you fascinated by the technology,
Okay.
the financial applications,
Mm-hmm.
the social implications?
Right.
Right.
Once you have a focus,
Okay.
you can start exploring resources
Yeah.
that cater to your specific interests.
Okay, so don't try to learn everything at once.
Right.
Focus on what sparks your curiosity and go from there.
Exactly. And remember, there's no right or wrong answer here.
Okay.
Crypto is a complex and evolving space.
Yeah, it is.
Everyone's journey will be different.
Yeah.
The important thing is to be curious and open-minded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I think this A16z report has given us a lot to think about.
It has.
It paints a pretty exciting picture of the future of crypto.
It does. And remember, this is just a snapshot in time.
Right.
The crypto space is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So stay curious,
Okay.
stay informed, and be prepared for the ride.
This deep dive has taken us through the explosive growth of crypto activity,
Yeah.
the surprising connections between crypto and AI,
It's fascinating.
the rise of stablecoins, and so much more.
Absolutely.
It's been a whirlwind tour of the crypto landscape in 2024.
It.
But here's the most important takeaway. I think
Okay.
crypto is more than just a speculative asset.
I agree.
It's a powerful technology with the potential to really reshape our world in some profound ways.
It is.
So we leave you with this question.
Okay.
Given all these developments, what role do you see crypto playing in the future?
Think about how it could impact your life,
Yeah.
your work, your community.
Mm-hmm.
The future of crypto is being written right now,
Yeah.
and you have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,
Yeah.
and keep diving deep.